Hello everyone. In this class we are going to learn about the mass defect. Okay. What is mass defect? Protons and neutrons are constituent particles of the nucleus. These are known as nucleons. Protons and neutrons are the constituent particles of the nucleus. These are known as the nucleons. Protons and neutrons are the constituent particles of the nucleus and it called as nucleons. It is our common expectation that the mass of the stable nucleus is equal to the sum of the masses of its constituent particles, that is protons and neutrons. Okay. See, nucleus is made up of protons and neutrons. Okay, hence the total mass at stable state of the nucleus is the sum of the protons and neutrons, mass of the proton and mass of the neutron. Okay, but experimentally it is found that the mass of stable nuclei falls short in comparison to the sum of the masses of the constituent particles. The difference between the mass of the nucleus and the sum of the masses of the constituent particle is termed as the mass defect. Okay. See, experimentally we found that the mass of the stable nuclei falls short in comparison to the sum of these two constituents. This difference between the mass of the nucleus and the sum of masses of the constituent particles is termed as the mass defect and it is denoted as del M. Del M is the mass defect. Okay, understood? Let M be the mass of the atom, Z is the atomic number, A be the mass number, then A minus Z is neutrons number. A minus Z gives the neutrons number. Then by definition the mass defect is given as del M is equal to Z into MP, okay, plus A minus Z into Mn minus M. Here Z is the atomic number, Mp is the mass of the proton, A minus Z is the mass of the number of neutrons, then Mn represents the mass of the neutron and capital M is the total mass of the atom. Okay, understood? Z represents the atomic number, that is number of protons, Mp mass of the proton, A minus Z number of neutrons in the nucleus, Mn mass of the neutrons and capital M is the mass of the total atom. This is the mass defect. Okay. Here the question arises that why the mass of stable nucleus is less than the sum of its constituents. See, here the question arises that why the mass of the stable nucleus is less than the sum of its constituents. This is because the total energy when protons and neutrons are away from each other is greater than when they are combined together to form a stable permanent nuclei. See, the total energy when the protons and neutrons are away from each other is greater than when they are away from each other, it is greater than they are combined together to form a stable permanent nuclei. Hence, the mass of the stable nuclei is less than the sum of its constituents. Therefore, when a nucleus is formed by the proton and neutrons, the mass is equal to del m, that is the mass defect, disappears, and an equivalent energy del E gives by the Einstein mass energy relations is liberated, which is given as del E is equal to del m into c square. This is the Einstein mass energy relation. It further means that when the energy equals to del m c square is supplied to the nucleus, it breaks into its constituent particles, and this energy supplied is called as binding energy. Okay, to separate the nucleons, the energy is supplied, which is known as the binding energy. We can study it in detail in next part, the binding energy of the nuclei. Okay, understood? This is about the mass defect. Then the next part is the packing fraction. What is packing fraction? We can determine atomic mass by physical methods as well as by chemical methods. We can determine atomic mass by two methods, physical as well as chemical methods. The atomic mass determined by the physical method is closed integer, that is a closed number, while the mass calculated by any chemical method is found to be fractionally different than the calculated physical method. Such a fractional defect or a deviation in the measurement of atomic masses of atoms is called as packing fraction. Understood? Atomic mass can be calculated by two methods, physical method and chemical methods. The atomic mass determined by physical method is a closed integer, that is the closed number, while the mass number calculated by chemical method, it is in fraction. Okay, fractionally different than that of the calculated physical method. Such a fractional defect or a deviation in the measurement of atomic masses is called the packing fraction. It is denoted by a letter P. Packing fraction is denoted as P. If m be the actual mass of an atom, see, if m be the actual mass of the atom and a be the mass number, then packing fraction is given as P is equal to m be the actual mass of an atom, a be the mass number, then we have packing fraction P is equal to m minus a upon a, that is the atomic mass, that actual atomic mass minus mass number divided by mass number. This is the packing fraction. M minus A is approximately equals to the del M, that is the mass defect. The packing fraction may be either positive or negative. The graph of a packing fraction with atomic mass number is called packing fraction curve. Okay, the graph of packing fraction with atomic mass number is called the packing fraction curve. From this packing fraction curve, we have some conclusions. See, first the packing fraction curve P versus A. This is the packing fraction curve. Here we have packing fraction P and mass number A. Okay. The packing fraction curve is as shown in figure. From packing fraction curve, we have some conclusions. See, the curve is obtained is smooth curve. Here we have a smooth curve. Okay. For the elements having mass number below 12 and for the elements having mass number above 200, the packing fraction is positive. See, here's positive, and the elements having mass number below 12 and above 200, the elements have packing fraction positive. The packing fraction is found to be negative in between the 12 to 200. This is the negative packing fraction. It is in between the 12 mass number having the elements 12 to 200. Okay. The packing fraction has lowest negative value for the elements whose mass number is near 50. For these elements, the packing fraction is lowest negative value. The negativeness of packing fraction describes the stability of elements. So, the elements with A between 12 to 200 are stable, while those about A is equal to 50, the elements are most stable. More negative the packing fraction, greater is the stability. This is important part. The negativeness of packing fraction describes the stability of elements. So, the elements with A between 12 to 200 are stable, while those about the mass number having 50, the elements are most stable. More negative packing fraction has greater is the stability. Okay. The light elements whose mass number is less than 12, the packing fraction is positive. These elements are suitable for fusion reaction. See, the light elements having a mass number less than 12, the packing fraction for that elements is positive, and hence these elements are suitable for the fusion reactions. On the other hand, the heavy elements whose mass number is greater than 200, these are the heavy elements having mass number greater than 200, the packing fraction is also positive for that elements, and these heavy elements are found to be suitable for fusion reaction. See, the light elements are suitable for fusion reaction, and the heavy elements suitable for fission reaction. Thus, a positive value of packing fraction generally implies the tendency towards the instability, and the packing fraction having negative value greater is the stability, and positive value of packing fraction generally implies the tendency towards the instability. This is the overall conclusion of the packing fraction curve. Here we learn what is packing fraction curve, their conclusions and the mass defect. Okay. Then the next part is in next class. Thank you.